I'm joined here today by Cody Stamann, who's set to fight Aljamain Sterling at UFC 228. Cody, how are you today?
I'm great, man. What about you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And so, it's been a little while since we've seen you. Did you want so much time off between fights?
Not necessarily, but at this point, it's about the right fight. And they say it's lonely at the top, and it is. There's not as many guys, to fight in the top 10. Guys get booked fast. Guys want time in between fights, so this was really the first opportunity that came up after the Brian Caraway fight. So here we are, we're going to get it done.
And what have you been doing in the meantime? Is this just a situation where you're sharpening your skills, or what have you been working on?
Always. I'm not one of those guys that just does the 8-week training camp thing and isn't in the gym. I'm always in the gym. I've been in the gym consistently since my last fight, so just working on getting better, mentally, physically. I think more than anything, it's about, sharpening the tools I already have. I don't really think I need to learn a whole lot more, a few tricks, a few better implications, and then, having the mentality of, I need to go out and just knock some dudes out.
So, speaking of knocking dudes out, you're going to be facing Aljamain Sterling. It seems this fight has been a long time coming. You guys have had a back and forth and everything. Was it obvious that this fight was next for you?
Honestly, I don't think that I was his first choice, and he definitely wasn't mine. But a couple words on Twitter later, UFC is going to make it happen. It makes sense. It makes sense, for the rankings where we are. There's really not anybody else in the top 10 that hasn't fought each other. I don't really see him. I think he called out Dominic Cruz. Obviously, that fight's not going to happen. He's not there yet. But and then I was thinking maybe John Dotson or John Lineker, but Lineker had just fought. Wasn't in a hurry to fight again. Didn't want to fight till the end of the year. I didn't want to wait that long. Aljamain Sterling was really the only guy left. So like I said, all it took was one or two comments on Twitter, and boom, now we get the chance to beat him up.
And so when they came to you with the name Aljamain, were you excited for it, or are you just like, yeah, it's just any other fight?
I was excited. I'm always excited. I think I get most nervous when I first sign the fight, just because I know, what comes after that. The second I sign a fight and I get the contract, I know that, the next, 10 weeks of my life are just going to be dedicated to preparing. So, I know that there's a lot of hard work, a lot of preparation, a lot of interviews, a lot of different stuff that I need to prepare for. So it's just about getting my mind ready for that upcoming, and I feel great.
And so, like you mentioned, you guys had a back and forth on Twitter. I understand you're not really much of a Twitter guy. Would you say that there's beef, there's heat between you two?
I think initially it was just it was basically me telling him that he's not as good as he thinks, and he really took it personal. And now him and I can't even, if there's a comment or anything and I see it or he sees it, it's like, basically fuck off right away. I don't think there's going to be love lost between us. I don't think we're having any problem hurting each other in there. He's, one of the first guys that I really felt like, I don't care much for him as a person outside the cage. Normally it's all business, but, this time there's going to be a little extra motivation to hurt this dude.
And so even with the extra motivation and everything, I'm sure you've looked at some tape, your coaches have as well. What do you think of the matchup?
Aljamain Sterling, he's definitely a different guy. His nickname's the Funk Master. Stupid, but he's a little unorthodox. I don't really feel like he's bringing anything to the table that I haven't seen in the past. He switches stances a lot, but I have a lot of guys in the gym that do that now. It's something that we practice all the time, so it's not something that I'm unfamiliar with. He throws a lot of empty kicks on the outside. Nothing. I don't feel like he does anything spectacular, or there's a place that he's like levels ahead of me. I feel like any exchange, I'm going to be prepared for whatever he does. I'm prepared, and I always prepare for the absolute worst. Look at where a guy's best, and that's where I start my training camp. I put myself in bad positions constantly. I'm just getting past that this week, thank God, because these last 5 weeks have been absolutely brutal. So now it's just about sharpening the skills and just getting to that state of mind where I just feel invincible.
And so you are quickly rising up in the division. I mean, you're beating prospects, you're beating contenders. Where do you think a win over Aljamain puts you in the division?
I think a win, I think, puts me right at the top. I mean, I think it solidifies my spot as, absolutely one of the best bantamweights in the world. One of those guys that could be mentioned in that title conversation. I think I'm probably going to need one more win against another tough top 10, top 5 opponent to be, one of the guys that could get that shot. But I'm looking forward to the challenge. I don't want to be one of those guys that's stagnant, kind of hangs out, and doesn't really go anywhere, stays low in the rankings. I want to be one of those guys that continues to climb. I want my competition to continue to get better, because that's how you get paid in this sport. I want the big fights.
And so you are coming off a big win over Bryan Caraway, obviously solidified your spot as a top bantamweight. What do you think went right for you in the fight?
I think I did a good job. After the first round, I did a really good job of kind of implementing my game plan, sticking and moving. A lot of counter shots. Obviously, that first round, I came out pretty flat. That's something I definitely have to work on. Coming into this next fight, I got to come out ready to fight, ready to implement my game plan. And I will. I've had enough time to prepare and adjust and get better in areas. I feel like I maybe wasn't as good as sharp as I could have been in that fight. But going out and beating a top contender, I'd never really faced that level of competition before. And now I know what to expect. Moving into the Sterling fight, I know exactly what I'm getting, out of these guys. I know what kind of energy they bring. I know what kind of push they have. I watched Aljamain Sterling and Bryan Caraway fight, and I felt like they were on pretty much just about the same level. Like anybody could have really won that fight. I just feel like I'm better. I feel like I'm beating a guy like Bryan Caraway on a bad day, and Aljamain Sterling is losing to him on a good day. So I feel like I'm a level ahead of him, and I'm going to improve that September 8th.
And so we know the outcome of that fight was close, and you've had a few other fights that are close in the judges' eyes. Does it bother you that the outcomes have been so close?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in the fans' eyes, it kind of makes it look like I'm fighting to win decisions, and maybe in my eyes too. That's why I feel like I have this monkey on my back, and I absolutely need a finish. And getting a finish over a guy like Aljamain Sterling, that would be obviously the biggest win of my career. But it's also something I feel like I need to prove to the fans and myself that I can finish these guys. I know I have the ability, I have the timing, I have the speed, the power. I have everything to do it. I just got to pull the trigger. Like I said, I've got every single tool that it takes, to put guys out in the cage. I just haven't done it yet. But September 8th, you better know that for that solid 15 minutes, I'm looking to put that dude to sleep.
And obviously, you're in the middle of your training camp. Is your training any different preparing for this fight, or is it just like any other camp?
I've definitely vamped up my training at the beginning of camp. Started getting my weight down a little bit earlier. But I've definitely been trying to train a little smarter. I feel like I get a little bit better every single fight with my preparation and kind of what to do. I've been seeing coaches more, I think, than I ever have in the past, probably twice as much. I have a list of coaches that I see, every week, and I've been making sure to, spend time, make adjustments, early in camp. That way, instead of, getting sharp in the last couple of weeks, I feel like I'm getting sharp really, really early, and now it's about maintaining. Just keeping those weapons, ready to go, come fight time. So I feel like I'm definitely going to peak at the absolute right time for this camp. I'm already feeling really sharp. I feel like I can go really, really hard 15 minutes right now. And, I'm going to continue to climb. And, the next 3 weeks, I'll probably ease back a little bit and just maintain. And I won't have to do those crazy hard workouts like I've been doing these last 5 weeks. All
right, and I just have one more for you. How do you see this fight with Aljamain playing out?
I'm going to knock him out. And if I don't knock him out, I'm going to beat him up for 15 minutes. I'm prepared for everything that he does. I've been getting looks. I feel like some of my training partners do Aljamain Sterling better than he does. So, I've been getting good looks, and I've been doing really well against his style. So, I'm confident that I can put him to sleep. And, I'm looking at it like I don't have any other option when I go into the cage. It's either kill him or be killed. And, I know that when I get in there, I'm going to have that champion mentality, and I'm going after him.